Hello and welcome to our reviews, and I have a hood on for some reason. Today we'll be reviewing the SDCC exclusive Shodo Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Vegeta. So, yeah, today we'll be looking at the SDCC version of the Shodo figure that I reviewed quite a while back. Essentially, they just changed the paint scheme, made it more metallic-y, and added a flight stand, and they are no longer individually carded. They are just sold in sort of a little thin box. But anyway, they're still pretty much just as good as they ever were, so let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpting details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison, here are the three Shodo figures all next to one another, so you can see what they look like together, and then they are next to a 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe figure, and a standard Marvel Legends size 6-inch figure, and yeah, they are small. They are smaller than Marvel Universe, so they're not going to fit in with that, and they are way smaller than Marvel Legends size figures. They don't really fit in with anything else I've got. Other figures in this scale may exist, but I haven't really seen any. You'd have to be really, really creative to get them to fit in with Marvel Universe figures. They might be the same size as things like Puck and Rocket Raccoon and stuff, but apart from that, they are really, really small. And then here they are compared to the SH Figure Arts Goku, which is a fairly standard figure art size. Actually, Goku's a bit at the taller end of the spectrum, but he's an average size figure. And here is the Hybrid Action Broly, which I use in display with these Shodos. He's still a bit too tall, but he is pretty much the only figure I have that works with the Shodo figures. Of course, normal characters from the Hybrid line really wouldn't. Anyway, let's just get the other two out of here and just look at Vegeta. Alright, now let's compare the SDCC version to the original version. This is the SDCC one, and this is the regular one. Mostly the most significant difference, of course, is that all the blue on the SDCC Vegeta is shiny. And also the yellowish parts of the armor on the original version have been turned to a more brownish color on the SDCC version. I like the yellow better on the original version, so if they took that and put it on the shiny version, I actually like the metallic paint on Vegeta better than I do on any of the other figures. And then, of course, also the hair is metallic on the SDCC version, which looks pretty good as well. So, overall, the SDCC Vegeta looks better, I think, than the original release, and I also like him best out of all three of the figures. Alright, moving on to the 360 spin, just to show you the figure in its entirety. As you can see, he does have the metallic blue paint on all the blue parts. The white parts are matte flat. He has brown and white on the armor. And, of course, he has his head, which we will zoom in on in a minute. Overall, I think the figure looks pretty good. The sculpting's all fine, and the metallic paint probably works best on Vegeta, as I believe I already mentioned. Anyway, now let's go ahead and zoom in on that head sculpt. Alright, zooming in as close as I can to the head sculpt, you can see that he has a face sculpt there. The eyes are painted fairly well. You can see the eyebrows. The face sculpt actually isn't too impressive because there's just not a lot of room to sculpt there, but it looks fine for the size of the figure. Anyway, let's move on to some articulation. Articulation-wise, Vegeta is pretty good. He's got a ball peg at the head, so up and down, side to side, rotation, ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back, bicep cut, single joint elbow. There's a peg here in the wrist, but it pretty much only allows for a cut. Abdominal joint, as well as a ball peg in the waist, so that rocks side to side and rotates a little bit. Diagonal cut here at the hip, so that goes out at an angle. Upper thigh cut, single joint knee, ball peg in the ankle, allows for rocking and hinging in and out a little bit. So, yeah, articulation-wise, that is all perfectly acceptable, especially for a figure of this size. Now, Vegeta comes with two sets of hands, and he also comes with a flight stance, so let's go ahead and look at that stuff. Alright, Vegeta's hands, he comes with two fist hands and two open hands for Kai Blasts and things like that. You can just pop those in and out, no big deal, and the hands are sculpted fairly well for their size. And lastly, here you have the flight stand, which is similar to a standard 3-joint flight stand, except it's missing one of the pieces. So it has the top bit up here, which hinges up and down. It has two little clips, which you can clip around the waist, and one of which I just flicked over there somewhere. And then, of course, it also hinges down there at the base. The base has some Dragon Balls on it and says Super Saiyan Vegeta on it. It is an acceptable flight stand. Of course, it would be better if it had 3 joints. Anyway, that's all for Vegeta's accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Vegeta comes in the same box as the other 3 figures do. Literally, they are all in this box, in little plastic individual bags. You got your SDCC logo there, Shodo logo, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Spark version, Dragon Ball Z logo over there. On the back, you get some stuff, which is all in Japanese, and then a little sort of pasted over label that gives some caution information and stuff like that. So yeah, as I have said before, this is of course not good for in-package display, as it's essentially just a big white box. So you're probably going to want to display these out of package. So yeah, Vegeta. Alright, that wraps it up for Vegeta, so until next time, goodbye! Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.